Cystic fibrosis is a problem that affects about 30,000 people in the U.S. And the problem in CF is genetic, and that genetic problem leads to lots of symptoms in CF patients. And the symptoms include the lungs, the GI tract, male reproductive tract, sweat glands, and all those symptoms together create problems for these patients in how they grow, how they gain weight, how they fight infection in their lungs, and sometimes other symptoms too. If you look at a given year, what's the age of patients who died in 1 year with CF? It's usually in the mid-20s. So when people are dying of CF, they are dying right in the prime of their life. And despite the fact that there is continued extended life, it takes a lot of work.
We start off the day, on an average day with breakfast, and with every meal or snack they have to take enzymes. It's different dosages depending on weight, size, how much they eat, that type of a thing. So Callie does 4 pills and Ryder does 5, and because they can't swallow pills yet, we have to kind of break them open and pour them on applesauce so they can take a spoonful like that. And then, so anytime they eat, they do that, and then after breakfast we do vest time.
The vest, what the vest does, it kind of breaks up the mucus in the lungs to get them to cough it out and to get them to breathe easier. Do it twice a day for about 25 minutes each, and if they're a little more phlegmy than usual or they're coughing more, we'll do it about 3 or 4 times a day.
When Callie was diagnosed, I was still going through postpartum depression. She was diagnosed officially at 4 weeks, but we were kind of sure that something was going on for a while. But when we got the official diagnosis, I'd been in denial for a couple weeks, trying to tell myself that it wasn't going to be true, that it wasn't going to be my baby.
My first thought was a lot of fear, because I was at work and I wasn't able to go home right away. When Aubrey was on maternity leave, she was pretty much by herself having to do this, and that was really hard on her. So I wish I could have been there more to help her do that, to ease some of that burden on her.
It was hard, obviously, at first, just grieving for the life that we had expected for her, and coming to terms with what our new expectations should be, what our new goals should be.
I would say to any parent who finds out that their children have CF is that it's okay to grieve, it's okay to be upset, it's okay to be mad, but just know that it's treatable, and there will be a cure someday, hopefully someday soon. You just have to do the treatments and just treat them like any other little kid.
We realized that we wanted to make sure that no matter what happens with CF, they live life to the fullest, and they're only going to learn that if we do. So make sure that we pursue our dreams, we pursue the things that we want to do to make our lives better, and therefore they can learn by example in that way too.
Earliest age I remember of having CF and having my day-to-day issues with CF, I was probably about 5. Had to take medication. It was either grounded up in my cereal or my oats or whatever the food, and taking a treatment was once or twice a day. As I got older, the disease was, getting its own recognition and getting the advancements of what disease could, help my health better. But I was always told as a child and my parents that I probably wouldn't see 18. So growing up, that was always out there. And when I did turn 18, I was a senior in high school, my goal was to beat the next plateau, and that bar was raised to 24. So my goal in life was to reach 24. Got a full-time job, needed insurance, and started working, and 24 came along. I passed 24. When I turned 50, and they threw a surprise party, and I did a little speech thanking everybody that showed up, and my mom was sitting there. And she's, I brought her up, and I put my arm around her, and I said, just like I said, she's my best and worst enemy. But she and my father and my family were the best supporters for me to get to where I got to reach the age of 50. Yeah, I had a lot to do with it too, and so did medicine and the doctors. But I know that with the maintenance and the regimen and what my parents and my mom especially had me do, it got me to be 50 years old. And, you know, as we sit here today and doing this interview, I turned 54. And I'm looking for the next plateau to turn 75. That's my goal. And, you know, with family supportive and medication and doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I feel in my heart, and hopefully there's a cure around the corner, that 75 is going to be attainable.